when I came first to South Africa, the harbour wasn't even built yet. I came down in a basket from the boat. In a basket, landed in a basket. And Abby and Alfie Brett, they came to meet me in Cape Town. And I went up the Table Mountains, you know. I got all the souvenirs, what I bought it there. And I came to PE. And when I came to PE, oh, that was my brothers. Nobody was married yet. I had 2 aunties. What do you want? And that's it. And we start to settle down. And Mike was going for his money to Johannesburg because he thought his uncle from Pretoria, but he lent him the money he took. Did I tell you the story?
Yeah, you told me.
You know, and he lost the money on the stock exchange. So when Mike came back, and he did want it to open a printing factory, you know, a printing.
So you were saying with Mike, his uncle had lost all the money.
All the money.
So what?
So we didn't have anything. And I had some money in at home because he wouldn't let me take it. So, but he came very frustrated. Well, I didn't know anything. I didn't go with it. It was the centenary, the 50th centenary of Johannesburg. Johannesburg was 50 years old, or another place there, what it was, the mines or something. So, and Abby never been to Joburg, and as Mike lived in Joburg, so Abby went with him. Mike was going to show him around Joburg, and then he was thinking he would pick up his 40,000 rand. He had 40,000 pounds in sovereigns, gold. And in 34 was already the standard of the gold was closed, was down. So the money was doubled. So as it happened, he went down to Pretoria to see his uncle. His uncle was dead. There was 2 sons and 2 daughters. And they were noch small, noch going, not very small, but they were in the middle of the studies, you know. He was, one was, is a lawyer, and the other one is a dentist. So they turned round, I'm sorry, and they had, where the government buildings, that was their house. So their father gave instructions. He left it before he committed suicide, you know, when he was gone under. So he said the government did wanted that plot for a long time, but I was haggling with them. But they offered them over 20,000 pounds for that plot for their little house. So they sell the house and pay the money to Mike when he comes back from Europe. So but the sons decided different, and the mother. They cannot afford to pay, they must buy another house, and they must have the money for education for the children. So Mike got nothing. When he came back, he was really black as this. He was very depressed. So I started teaching him. I said, suppose you left a girlfriend and now you're sorry you got married. Excuse me. So he started crying, Doctor. I never did want to tell you. Because I never asked him, he has got money or he hasn't got or something. I knew we go to South Africa, we'll start working and I'll take over my exams. And I was speaking 8 languages as I could get a job anywhere, in a government job or anywhere for an interpreter or something. So he said no, he wouldn't let me go and take exams if he didn't marry me to be a breadwinner. So it went away like this. So then Abby gave him £50 guarantee to go to buy things by Melson's. No, he gave him a Melson and he said that if anything goes wrong, that he will be responsible for it. And he got about £50 credit, you see. Then, so he couldn't start off what he did wanted. You see, you have to buy machinery, it's a lot of money, this. So I went in Keffer trade.
What was the shop like?
Oh, the shop was, the first one was a small little shop, but we had groceries and drapery, and we did very well.
Where was it?
In Courtleigh.
Well,
That is in
what was
Courtleigh.
Courtleigh like? I mean, what was there?
Well, it was a coloured village. You know, coloured people were there. New Brighton was the natives, the Keffers, what they used to call them those days. So we started off. In 6 months, we bought that property. We had something to put it down, and the balance we got a bond, and we bought the property. And the merchants started giving us credit as anybody else, you know, without anybody's sureties, you know, guarantees. And we've been in Courtleigh about 5 years, and then we bought New Brighton.
So was Arnold born in Courtleigh?
Arnold was born in Courtleigh. Was born Port Elizabeth in Courtleigh. And then we, in 1937, we were 3 years in Courtleigh. 1937, exactly, I remember. We bought New Brighton.
Tell me about
And we let that shop to somebody else.
what the Courtleigh shop you
The
left.
Courtleigh shop, because we couldn't run both shops. It was quite far from one another. It, 2 different villages. It was about 7-8 miles away. So we let it, and we had Courtleigh. We bought New Brighton, and we started off selling everything, whatever it came. General, like a supermarket. But these days the supermarket got everything ready, weighed out and packed and everything. We had to make packets from a penny to a 6 pence. You know, everything. But they have to stay and weigh and do it and pack it, and that's it.
In those times, was it strange to be the only white people in the
No,
in
we
the town?
had 10 shops. It wasn't strange, and it was very nice. The natives were very nice. They weren't rough. They were very nice. It's a matter of fact, many times we didn't lock the shop. We slammed the door and went. And the shop was intact. No robberies, no nothing. And they expected.
Did you live above the shop? Or
No, we had a house.
away, on somewhere else, or next to the shop? Or?
In the beginning, we lived with the business. You know, it was a house. In the back was a house, in the front was the shop. But after when Mike died, I moved out from there. And I bought that place where you've seen it, where the building societies were there. And after that, I rebuilt it myself. And I made 2 shops, and I thought I'll go there myself in it. But still, I couldn't get trying. Later on, when Arnold was already away, I tried to sell the shop. In 1952 was a riot there in New Brighton. Then it started up the ANC, the what you call it, the African National Congress. And so it happened. So during the war, I carried on myself. You see, when in the beginning, so Simon said, I must sell it, send the children away.
Yeah, you said.
And
Now, there was a lot of family in PE.
yeah,
There was the woman, what was her name?
Marcos, Marco families, that was auntie.
Tell us about Auntie Marco, Mrs. Marco.
Oh, she was an amazing woman. She was really an amazing woman. I told her about her, how she died.
No?
That was the day Arnold had to leave. So we came to say goodbye. She called all the nephews and nieces and the children, her daughters and her sons. One was in Ellerball North and one was in Cape Town in Worcester, Marco. And in the morning, she went down and she baked and made everything ready for a big party. You see, the family must come and she must talk to them. So after supper, we all came. We say, Auntie, what is wrong? So she said, I want you, all of you, I want to say goodbye. I said, where are you going? So she said, I'm going to join my husband. She said, enough is enough. She said, I'm 95. And I want to say, and I want to tell you, why, do you think I'm looking there?
No, it's making a noise.
And every Sunday, we all used to come to her for tea. The nieces and nephews and their daughters and their children and their grandchildren, all of them, we used to come there for tea. And I gave it a name, the Parliament. You see. And she used to, did want to know everybody's business. We had to tell her everything, how we're doing it, how we're making it. And she gave advice and this and that. She gave advice to the council that in this year you must open a village here. And the next you must try to clear up there. Was a bush. So saying you must build a village over there. And with shopping centers. And they did it. They listened to her. She planned the whole town. Because when they'd been to Port Elizabeth, when they came in the 18 settlers. So it was just one street with a couple of shops. The main street, that's all, that was the whole town. And then it started to build up on top of Cape Road and Newton Park and Albert Park and Algo Park and Walmer and the green bushes, and so she extended all around, you know, new suburbs. And the mayor used to, and she couldn't read and she couldn't write. And she knew everything. Her son-in-law used to come 5 o'clock in the morning on the edge of her bed and read her the paper from the first page till the last one. Reading the advertisement with everything, and she knew it in her head, everything. So that evening we came. Then she started to call her grandson. He say, Laurie, go to the airport. David came in already. David was his name. She heard the plane coming over that side to the airport. So she said, there is Cape Town plane coming. You can go to the airport now. Let them not wait, because it takes 5 minutes in the Port Elizabeth airport. It's so near, it's in town. And then we're sitting and talking, and everybody is speaking, and the noise, with all of us, we crammed into her bedroom. And she said, there is David. She heard clicking the gate, and he came in. So when David came in, so she said, go and have all tea. You can go and have tea. When you'll have the tea, you will come and say goodbye to me. And then when they had the tea announced, they came in, so she told them, I want you still to come here every Sunday to Etty's place. And you must still have the same custom, have your teas with everything. That day she baked all sorts of things, whatever anybody liked it. But she baked a black forest cake. And she said, that cake you mustn't take it. That was for his son-in-law, which one was used to read on the paper. So see, he likes the cake and nobody must touch it. He must have it. So the whole mom the cake. And then when she finished to talk to us, he said, okay, now you can go down and sit and talk to yourselves. You must, and she said to her sons, they were never partners. Each one had a separate business. But she made them that each one should talk about the business between themselves, to discuss and ask opinion, you know. Sometimes you're in difficulties or something, you know. So she said, don't keep secrets from each other. Tell each other, 2 heads is better than 1. She said, then consult and then you can, this, because you each one haven't got the same businesses, so you're not competing. And then she sent them out from the room, so I remained with her, and she held my hand, and she said, Courtleigh, you got a very good husband. He's too good. Because I used to come sometimes every week in another dress. My cousins were jealous, and it was the expensive material. We used to go on Saturday about 5 o'clock. We used to walk into town They could take a walk from New Brighton to town. And we used to look in the windows. So I used to look this dress, that dress, and garlics, and John O'S, and Stutterfords. I used to look at the dresses, and I say, it used to nice. So he says, I can get this material for you. So you are clever, I'll have a look what is it made, and I'll bring you a machine, and I'll bring you some calico and cut it out first and make it and see if it fits, and then I'll order you the material, and then you can make that dress. And in those years, in the 30s, a dress of £20 was a lot of money. Was for millionaires. So he used to get from the travelers, and they used to come, so you say, you want garlics material, which one they buying it? So I say, Mr. Kaplan, you won't sell this one in here. So I said, no, I don't want a lot. I want some 3 yards, 3 meters, 4 meters, and blouses, 2 meters. I want it from this material. So, Doctor, yes, with pleasure. I'll get it for you, this material. And they used to bring it, and I had most they expect 3 and 6 pence a yard was a lot. We used to sell material 5 yards for 1.11, for one shilling and 11 pence. 5 yards, 2 pence a yard. So, and I worked from 3 and 6 pence a yard. And I used to make up the fashion just exactly, and I never could sew. What is it?
Could I change the battery?
So he brought a machine from the shop, a hand machine, and I didn't have anything but to do. So I used to cut up the paper and make patterns. I didn't know sense to go and buy a ready-made pattern, because we didn't know that there is already ready-made patterns for the dresses. So I tried to cut out from paper myself and stitch it up and see my size. And then I used to make a lining first to see if it fits. And then I used to make the dress. So I used to come practically every week in a new dress. And the new dresses, you see which one it cost me about 6 or 7 rand, 7 pound, which one it had to cost 20 or 25. So, and those days you get credit now too, you see, but I never liked it to go and buy on the book for paying off. I haven't got not one account here in the Ardmore anywhere for paying off. I got open accounts because if you haven't got an account, they don't give you an apron, or they don't send you send it in. But when you got an account, you tell them to send it, and you try it on. It's okay. You buy it. You do. It's not right. You take it back. So that's what it happened. So here daughters used to be jealous of me. So look, a greener higher, that I just came out from Europe, and I dress better than they do dress. They used to wear cotton prints, and I wear silk, and lovely, the latest fashions with everything. So that's where she told me, my husband is too good, because he let me spend a lot of money on clothes. But he didn't tell them And he said, don't tell them that you made yourself. Let them lump it. So they're jealous, so let them what you call it. So if they are lazy things and they can't use their brains, they can also make it. And I'll go give it to a dressmaker, but they must have brain sense. So that's what used to happen. And I used to, then we'll come back to Auntie. Then she pressed my hand and she said goodbye, and she turned around to the other side to the wall, and she was dead. And then when Arnold had to leave the next day, he didn't go. He was for the day of Siwe. He was there for prayers, was coming every day. So that was.
What was it like
one chapter.
bringing up the children in New Brighton? You know.
Well, I was very strict with them. They couldn't run about, and I always liked it that they should bring friends in the house. Then I know where they are, where they're going out. I used to had a gramophone, you know, and bring some records or borrow some records from there. I used to take off the carpet from the floor and tell them to have dances, and used to make a spread on the table for all the boys and girls, and they used to eat and dance, and then Saturday, so I knew they are home.
What about when they were really very small?
Well, when they were very small, then Mike was not alive.